What's happening? Yeah, what's happening? What's that? That's it, you got it.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of What's Happening. This is the weekly web series here on the Burndown YouTube channel where I fill you guys in on the blanks because recently there have been a bunch of them. So first and foremost, I have just been running myself ragged. I have this Mustang here that I'm working on. I'm doing body work, and with any good paint job or body work job, there's a lot of sanding involved. And unlike the Malibu, where I could just kind of zip it down and it's kind of fun and you just do whatever you want, this actually needs to be nice. Well, the only way that I know how to do it is you can take it to machine so far, and then it's all done by hand. So literally, roughly 7 hours every day, 5 days a week. I am just a machine, and it gets to you. And then I got the little dog. I should probably bring him in here. Toretto's get so big, but man, I call him my little businessman because dude is up 5 o'clock on the dot every morning. I've been doing some research and some other stuff and trying to get a little R&R at night. I've been falling asleep really early. And then when I make videos, when I'm really on a roll, I'm up late trying to get these things edited and then uploaded because the file size is pretty large when it's all done. And I'm just having a hard time staying awake. I mean, I'll be completely honest with you. So the one video a week has been kind of my limit, although that's also due to the fact of the work that we were doing, which leads me to the Malibu, which looks fantastic. So we made it. My bet paid off. And of all things, the funny thing was the wind helped me. So I grew up in a place where it was windy almost every day, and I hate the wind. Like a light breeze is one thing, but when it blows every day, it's annoying. It makes a mess. It just makes being outside kind of miserable for the most part, getting blasted by dirt and whatnot. Well, it actually saved me this time because it got fairly breezy. The paint had locked up enough, but I had like 2 hours worth of sunlight left. And overnight there was a breeze, because the high pressure was blowing in because it's getting hot over here. And it saved me from the moisture because with a breeze like that, there's no way the moisture is going to set on the car. So long story short, I might have some permanent dirt in the clear coat, but it is still shiny. It's not glossed over. You can see the graphics, and I'm A-OK 100% with that. So the next step or phase really isn't in my hands because it'll be pinstriping. I really don't want to try to tackle it. It's way harder for me to try to do it than it is to get somebody in here to just make light work of it. I reached out to my buddy Tommy. I haven't heard back, so I'm going to bug him again, but we'll get him over here to throw some pinstripe down. I say pink, I really mean like magenta. So pink, everybody thinks like the bubblegum pink, but like the magenta color that I always kind of run with. I think that's what I'd like to put on there. And then when that's all done, it's back to sticker time. So then I'll hit up SoCal Sticker Kings. We'll get some big Malibu logos. Yes, I could paint those, but that's just even more time. We're already in 2021. I don't see the value of it being from a sticker to a paint. I think there's more than enough paint. People know that I can paint on the car. And it'll also allow me to, showcase my buddy's work, his sticker printing and whatnot. And he's been more than generous helping me with all my stickers and my banners. So I'd like to put his work on the car and promote his business as well. Because at the end of the day, if I am to grow and make this thing larger and bigger and better, I'm going to need help to do it. I'm just a one-man band. I'm a normal guy like you guys, home 2-car garage, a lot of effort and big dreams, and that's what we're working with over here. So the paint is pretty well done. It looks phenomenal. I couldn't be more excited about it. Do remember, though, when you see this thing in person, like you open the door jamb and stuff, I might throw a little bit of blue on something because the doors are still terrible. Like when you open it, I didn't paint the inside. I painted the inside of the actual jamb, but I didn't do the back of the doors because I think I was in a hurry or whatever. So it's a TV car, like a movie car, essentially. So with the door shut, when I got my helmet on, we're going down the track, it'll look phenomenal. You come over to the pits with the hood up, like there's a bunch of unfinished stuff on the car. Mainly and namely, it's to look good when you're out there and get the little kids fired up, get people excited. Maybe they want to know more about it. Maybe they look at the channel just because the car looks fancy at this point. Who knows? But I've always wanted a car with flames. That's what we got. I couldn't be happy with the color scheme and the way things turned out. And everybody that is on board that helped me, NCS Coatings, Willie, SoCal Sticker Kings, everybody that facilitated me getting this paint done, aside from all the sponsors that have been awesome. Thank you guys all very, very much. So that is it. Other exciting news that I do have I wanted to jump on here and tell you guys is now that we're finally kind of wrapped up with paint. I have a little bit of paint stuff to do still. I got to mount like the front bumper, but I figure I can put the intercooler on before we start because it's fiberglass, so that way we can mount it with things in the way if we need to cut and facilitate all that. But I have a few things to just kind of black out, not a big deal. I started putting trim pieces back on, by the way, they look good. So we can kind of get into other material on the channel, namely the engine that I have that's covered with dust, that's should be new from the machine shop, that's sitting on the floor. We could start building that thing hopefully very soon here. And then another exciting note is my buddy Joe, Turbo Joe, with it's the 6.2. He has the Raptor swap in the 70 F100. Some of you guys may have seen the video, may have liked it. We took it down to Verona and he raced it. Well, he's been working on a thing like gangbusters. He made some changes. He got a converter. He did a few more adjustments to it, and we are supposed to go to Verona. Tomorrow is the opener for the season down there. So it's 8th mile, same track, same everything, but he's done some upgrades. We'll talk to him tomorrow when we get down there, see what number he's shooting for, and we'll see if he can accomplish it and get that thing to launch a little bit better. So that should be exciting, so we can start bringing some more fun content hopefully for you guys here in the future. So we're going to do that. Saturday I actually have to go down to my father-in-law's shop, and I know you guys said that you're interested in stuff, so it might be cool to kind of show you around his place, considering it's a 100-year-old business. It's the oldest business in Artesia, California, actually. So we got to help him do some cleanup and some things. So maybe I can just kind of at least show you guys around. He has some really neat tools and things if you guys like antique tools. He has some stuff that can do some damage. OSHA, I don't think OSHA likes his business very much. It's been grandfathered in so long, and it's been there that I don't even know if half the stuff is compliant or whatever. I don't know. I mean, by today's standards, his place, they're probably excited that that thing will close one day. But so we're going to go do that. And then if I have some time on Sunday, we will get on the Malibu and I'll figure out what to do. I need to just make a list and start checking things off. So we got a lot to do. At some point we can go over parts. I've been collecting parts for the Malibu. I still have other stuff to collect, but I need to really write down what we need as far as to get this thing short blocked and then obviously to long block the engine. But as far as the major parts go, I was sent brand new lifters. So I do have those still brand new in the box, and obviously we never got around to fixing the other motor, so I still have the brand new lifters. I've got the Summit Stage 2 cam that's going to go in this build. I've got some 243 heads over there with a fresh valve job. We'll take the old springs off the other heads, so we'll have the same valve springs in there because I feel like those are still good. We'll double check them before we throw them on the new heads. I've got a 6.2 that is a short block, and then the kicker is my old motor was a 24X and this one is a, what is it, the 40 or 52X. So we'll have to change stuff because now it's a Gen 4 engine. So it's a little different. It'll change the tune and a few different things. I'll have to double check and see if I got to change any of the wiring on the harness itself. But ultimately, we got to get the engine built, get it put into place. As far as other new hard parts, I got a brand new wastegate from Turbo Smart, the new one, 60 millimeter bad boy. We've got a converter from Ryan Jan, spec the converter for the car. And so we'll have more stall, but it should hold up for the abuse. And then also, like I said, I'd like to do drag week, or not, I'm sorry, Rocky Mountain Race Week. So it should work for that. And then now that I have a higher stall, we may have to address some transmission cooling issues and stuff. So, and then new fueling, I've got a different intake. So we're changing the whole damn thing. And then I'd like to at least get it done, get it dialed in, get some seat time. And then the ultimate goal this year is Rocky Mountain Race Week. The first one that is over in like Colorado area, because I know that they have 2 of them. So as soon as the tickets go on sale, I'm going to try to get one, try to get in, and then we will figure out what class we're racing and all that other stuff. I'm still on the fence with the boom about changing the tire size. I just don't know if I could stuff one in there. At this point, I'm sick of cutting stuff up. I'm sick of working on it. I did notice there's a guy called Honk and Parts Fall Off. He ran an 8.5 Pro drag radial, so I might reach out to my boys over at Mickey Thompson and talk to him a bit about that. Maybe we'll just leave the thing on a teeny tiny tire. And, you know, I think if I can get in the single digits, that car should be able to do it with the power that it should. Everything, you know, is hypothetical, but even with that tire and a slow 60 foot, if we put enough juice to it, the thing should back half the track like an animal. So maybe we'll just keep it on the teeny tiny baby tire, and I'll always have an excuse for why my car's so slow and doesn't 60 foot. But ultimately, for my, you know, for my crazy brain, not having the tire to lean on is going to make me lean more on the suspension and setup of the chassis, because if it's not right, it's not going to work. So I'm hoping that maybe I could just learn more suspension tuning versus, you know, cutting it up. And then if we can kind of max out the tire, and I think that really is the issue, we can always go bigger and cut things out. But at this point, I'd like to get back to racing. I'd like to put a taller gear in the car if we can too. So I have plenty of stuff to do. I know we're running out of time. And ultimately, I'd like to just get it back in the form that it was in, get it back on the track, and then we can make, you know, gear changes and things like that. But ultimately, we got to stab that motor back in, get this thing put back together, and get back to just driving around for starters, and then we'll get back to some racing. So that is it. If you guys have any questions on the car setup, you know, where you think this is going. I know I've heard from a lot of you too that you're really interested in just kind of what's going on over here on, you know, in Camp Thompson versus like every single time it has to be a specific car video. So maybe we'll bring you guys along, like I said, to like my father-in-law's shop or stuff that I do. Tomorrow I'm not racing, but my buddy is, so we'll bring you down there and, you know, we can cheer him on. And at this point, I just need to get to the track and hear some engines go and smell some burnt rubber and remember why I do what I do and I put all this effort in, because I know it'll pay off. I guarantee it'll pay off. It's already paid off. I mean, as far as the paint work and everything goes. But yeah, it definitely, you know, I could have had the car running by now. We could have been doing a lot of stuff with it. But I think ultimately having the patience, seeing the paint job through, and having that car is, you know, what I envision, it's just going to make it that much better. I think once we put it on the track and we get it to some events, you guys will know the car. You'll know what, you know, what it is, where I'm at. You'll be able to find me and see me. And I think it'll be fun for all of us. So that's it. Long-winded, but I just wanted to keep you guys posted, and then that way this is a quick video that I could edit, and hopefully this weekend we can get you a little more content for next week, and we'll start kind of bringing more content back, and that's about it. So I hope you guys enjoy, stay sane, turn the news off, go get your project done. An hour a day goes a long way. That's it. Till next time, I'm out.